Thanks to those joining me live and to those that will be joining me on archive. D-Style Boxing here. If you're watching on archive, leave a comment and tell me what you think. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. It helps support the channel. Ay, ay, ay. So we got this dude, right? Like he's over there from Australia and shit, right? Over there hanging around in this place called Australia, which we don't even know if it really exists, you know? Like, I never been there. I don't know if it exists or not. I don't know if it's just the Illuminati making shit up, saying that there's a place down under. What does that mean? Last I heard, the earth was flat, you know? So, like, there's no place down under. I think there's secret agents out there, like NBT Boxing, working with the Illuminati to make it seem like there is a place called Australia. I don't really believe that Manny Pacquiao went to Australia to fight Jeff Horn. And I don't believe the documentations that the fight actually happened. But anyway, by the way, don't forget to put the notifications button. Then we get notified every time DStyleBoxing comes on live. I see you, NBT, and you reminded me about the notification thing. So thank you for that. Not that if NBT Boxing is your real name, all right? I don't know if you're like who you really are, you know? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. But anyway, all bullshit aside, this is dude, Jeff Horn, who happens to be the WBO champion, right? You know, so he's out there calling himself champ, saying, I'm the champ. And if you're going to whoop my ass, it's going to cost $5 million. $5 million. Like, if you want to whoop my ass, like, you're going to have to pay for the right to whoop my ass. If you can't whoop my ass, you know, you don't have to pay the $5 million. Like, I'll take care of business. Okay? But if you're going to whoop my ass, $5 million. Now, what's astonishing is not the fact that Jeff Horn is asking for this. You know, let's say it's let me put it this way. If Jeff Horn had just asked for the $5 million and then we were waiting for a response to see what would happen, I don't give a shit if he gets paid or not. I don't give a. I just want to see the fight. I don't care who makes what, okay? But the fact that you have idiots out there, like not in a sarcastic way or anything like that, but in a real way, supporting Jeff Horn in this. Like they're like going all out. And the reasons they're supporting Jeff Horn in this price out is unbelievable. Like it's unbelievable. Now, as NBT pointed out, speaking of NBT Boxing, NBT Boxing's been all over the place lately, right? He's like taking over this whole YouTube shit. I forgot the exact figure, but 3 point some. So it's less than $5 million. It's Australian dollars. You know, like it's, apparently I need to go take a trip to Australia if their currency is less than ours. Shit, I got to get there quick. All right. But anyway, I'll say this. Other than the fact that it's fucking far, you know, other than that. But really, guys, like, am I hearing things right? Like, I support Jeff Horn doing this because we all know that if it was an American fighter, the Americans will be supporting it 100%. Like, it's just like, so you're supporting it out of spite to what you believe other people would have done. Like, fuck being principled, like fuck all that. Like, you're gonna support it because, you know, to spite, you know, the LDBC. Like, you know, that's kind of a dumb reason to support some. All right? Like, all bullshit aside. So, like, for the rest of your lives, is your life that miserable that you have to do the opposite of what, like, one group's doing? what you perceive one group to be doing, that is. Like, you remember, like, I remember when I was a kid, right? And I would do something I shouldn't have done, because, I was following my brother's footsteps, or, just trying to be an idiot, trying to be a follower as a fucking 7-year-old. And my mom would, why the fuck you do that? Well, she didn't say that, but she, in Spanish, she did. ¿Qué chingados estabas pensando? Pinche estúpido pendejo. My Latina moms hold no punches back, right? ¿Qué chingados estás pensando, pendejo? Métete a la casa. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Get the fuck in the house, right? And I'd be like, this was little D-Style, the little as D-Style, he'll be like, pero mamá, pero que mi hermano lo hizo. Like, because my brother told me to do it. My brother was doing it too. She would always tell me. So if your brother got on the top of a building, or on top of a bridge, that is, and he jumped off, would you do it too? Right? Like, if you jumped off of a bridge, will you do it too? Right? But now it's like the opposite. So, like, whatever a group you don't like, whatever they're for or against or whatever, you're just going to do the opposite of that. That's like a dumb reason to do anything in life. That's honestly, it's kind of a gateway to letting people know, indirectly, it is, to let people know that you're a miserable individual. That's all you're doing, right? In essence, either you're for fighters pricing themselves out, or you're not. It's really that simple. I don't give a shit about what, before I give you my opinion, let me go see what they're saying, and I'll be back. Like, what does that mean? Like, so that is a dumb reason to be for or against anything in life. That's dumb. Just tell me what you think. Are you for or against fighters pricing themselves out? And that's it. Like, that's honestly it. Like, I don't give a shit what you think other people think, or well, I'm going to support it because, because, if it was the other way around and it was Crawford asking for $5 million, that the usual suspects would be supporting it if it was the other way around. Like, that's stupid. It's a dumb reason to do anything in life or think anything. Don't you have your own mind? Now, this is a clear, not as much as people think, so we need to put things in perspective. All right? It's not American dollars, it's Australian dollars, which is like not as bad as the peso, but I thought the American dollar was in bad shape. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Australia, all right, but you guys got to do something about that currency problem. Maybe they're printing too much of it. I really don't know, right? Maybe they're a little too progressive. I really don't know. Like, it's just like calm down with that printing. It's devaluing your currency. Like, I'm just saying, because we're printing a lot of it. So I don't know. But I'm not going to get into that because I don't know Australian politics, right? But look. Okay. Now, let me just tell you what D-Style thinks, all right? First of all, I'm not ready to say that Jeff Horn is all out ducking right now. I'm not ready to claim that yet, because no other fight has been signed, right? But let me give you some scenarios where I'll be very vocal. If Jeff Horn wants to ask for $5 million, like, if he thinks, I'm going to get my ass, because let me make one thing very clear. Let me make this one thing very, very clear. Crawford is going to beat the piss out of Jeff Horn. It's an easy fight. It's not a hard fight to pick. It just isn't, right? And if you disagree, okay, then bet on it then. Like, if you want to hit my email, DStyleBoxing@gmail.com, and you're serious, if you have a channel, you have to have a channel, then we'll bet on it. We'll bet on the fight. If you really believe that Jeff Horn would win that fight, right? Because where I come from, money talks and bullshit, it walks. And it walks fast. It actually runs and hides sometimes, right? And I'm from the desert, and we think a lot over here, right? But look, that's an easy fight. So make no mistake about it, Jeff Horn knows he would lose that fight. If Jeff Horn knew he could win that fight, like if he knew, I could beat the shit out of Crawford, this talk about 5 million wouldn't even have come up. And everybody knows that. Okay? Everybody knows this wouldn't be a topic of conversation. It only becomes a topic of conversation. Money, and I'm worth this much, and if you want me to get in the ring, you got to pay me. That goes without saying it. Everybody already knows that it's prize fighting, not pride fighting. All right, D-Style. It's prize fighting. Prize, D-Style. It's pride. Like I know what it is. I know. They call it prize fighting. I know. All right. I know. Okay, like you don't like. I know you want to emphasize that that's prize and not pride, and because you're saying it's prize fighting, not pride fighting. You think that's the end of the conversation, and that's it. That's it. Wrap up. That's it. There's nothing else to say, right? Yeah. Shut up. All right. Look, I know that. Jeff Horn. You think Jeff Horn and his team haven't negotiated fights before, or what? Like you think they were just fighting for free before or something? They've been about that quote unquote life, that prize fighting life, since he turned pro. He turned pro to make money. Everybody knows that. So did Crawford. So they're both prize fighters. That goes without question. But when this comes out and it's all of a sudden it's you got to pay me this much and it's an outrageous amount, just because it's prize fighting. Like, what does that mean? Like it's kind of like if you get your check at work and you're like, I don't work for free. I work to get paid. Well, there's your fucking check. Yeah, but I work to get paid though. Like, well, there's your fucking check. What? Jeff Horn's gonna get his check if he fights. He's not gonna fight for just pride. He's not just, I'm just gonna fight for Australian pride. Well, he's gonna get paid. Like he's a prize fighter. He's gonna get paid accordingly. I'm just not sure the 5 million Australian dollars is accurate. I'm just not sure about that. I'm just not. Right? Sorry. Now, where should the fight be? Let the fighters negotiate this before you pick sides. Let the negotiation process take place. I don't give a shit where the fight happens. They can fight in my backyard. They're like, D-Style. We're going to fight in your backyard. Who's going to fight in my backyard? Crawford and Horn. What? Yeah. They're going to fight in your backyard. Okay, go, have at it. Like, I don't give a shit. Go ahead. Fight in my backyard. Well, that's not going to happen, but I wouldn't be against it. I'm just saying. All right? It's called the backyard. Like the backyard where you could have cookouts and shit. I don't know. A lot of you aren't familiar with that. Okay? A lot of you just have a back of a van or like, or you don't have a backyard. I could just tell, all right? Like you live in Taiwan. But anyway, those are 2 liver shots, man. Okay, there were no blows. They were. It's all good. But look, all right, at the end of the day, oh man, it's Christmas season, D-Style. Like, what are you doing? Why are you being so mean? Anyway, he's obviously pricing himself out. Like that to me, that's what it seems like, right? That's what it's looking like, right? But I mean, he's not going to come out and say, "I'll fight you for free," like So somewhere between free and 5 million, somewhere in the middle is about right. Okay. So at the negotiations take place, if the fight happens in Australia, it'll happen in Australia. You know what I love? This is what I love, right? You can't win for winning if your fucking name's Terence Crawford. You just can't. You just can't. Right? Well, what do people say a lot about American fighters? Oh, they don't travel. They've never once in their life ever gotten anywhere. Right? Well, wasn't that one of the criticisms about Andre Ward? Ward never went outside of his country. Yeah, because the fight with Kessler was in Denmark, like Kessler would have totally won. Right. Okay. Right. Like if he fought, Froch in England, it would have made a fucking difference. They just this dumb shit. Okay, but look. Crawford has fought. Didn't he go like Didn't he go like to speaking of backyards to like what's his name? Ricochet Burns. Remember Ricochet Burns? Didn't he go to Ricochet Burns' backyard? Right? Then a Ricochet get his ass whooped. Right? Over there in his backyard by Crawford. Like he went into his backyard. He broke in like and he came out and everything, whooped his ass right there in front of his dog and everything. Okay, just whooped his ass. Right? But then, like, the fact that he went to fight Ricky Burns, right? He left his country to fight outside of the country. And instead of people saying the following, instead of saying, well, Crawford, at least he's gone outside of his country to fight. I got to respect that because to them, I've been hearing for years, oh, if Ward would leave just one time, I would actually respect him. If he just did it one time, well, Crawford did it one time. Right, right off the top of my head that I could think of one time, and he's not getting respect for it. That they're using it against him. Well, he went to fight Ricky Burns in his home country. Why can't he go fight hard in his home country? Is he scared? What? You really think Crawford's scared? Like nobody believes that. NBT doesn't believe that. He's the biggest homer of Horn I know. All right, he doesn't believe Crawford's scared. Do you really believe Crawford is scared? Like, if you listen to an uploader telling you that he's scared, you just want people to tell you what you want to hear. But you know it's not true. You know it's not true. You know he's not scared of Horn. Come on. No, he's scared. He's scared. Why is he scared? What are you talking about? Let the negotiations take place, okay? It was up to me, both motherfuckers get paid. How about that? Right? Everybody's all about, oh, just Crawford's going to get paid. And what about blah, blah, blah? What about blah, blah, blah? If you think Bob Barham's going to give Horn $5 million to get an ass whooping, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind in Aussie dollars, Australian dollars, okay? You're out of your mind. If Aram, he don't want to see nobody get his ass whooped that bad. Like take the person you hate the most in your life, right? You wouldn't pay $10,000 to see him get his ass whooped. You wouldn't pay it, right? You could say on YouTube, oh, yeah, I would. I hate so-and-so. I would pay $10,000 right now to see him get his ass whooped. Like, no, you wouldn't. Like, when the time comes, like to make that transaction, right? Like all of a sudden, nobody would hear from you, right? Ain't nobody gonna pay $3.some million just to see an ass whoop. Like it ain't gonna happen, right? It isn't. It just isn't. I'm sorry. Aaron's about to die and shit. That motherfucker's gonna croak any day. He don't got time for that shit. All right. Say what you want about Aaron, and I'm not a big fan of Aaron, but he's no idiot. All right, that I can tell you. Not DStyle, but if you know what they're talking about, you know. Like, shut up. All right. If the roles were reversed. Well, what about if the roles were reversed? Crawford sold out a fucking arena in fucking Nebraska, dude. In fucking Nebraska, all right? Ain't nobody sell shit out of Nebraska. You can't get anybody to sell shit out of Nebraska. Like, have you anybody ever seen? I have a friend in Nebraska, right? Like there's nothing but fucking snow in Nebraska. All right, that's it. There's just a lot of fucking snow. All right, and pipelines and shit. All right, that's all there is over there. Like the fact that he got people to show up in Nebraska to see a fight is actually kind of impressive. Right? No, there goes DStyle again. But you don't understand. There is people in Nebraska, you fucking son of a bitch. Like, yeah, a couple 100,000 people. Ooh. It's one of the less populated states in the fucking country, right? But Omaha's big. Well, Australia's fucking big too. It's a country and a continent, or all in one. I know. You're impressed because fucking Horn sold out a stadium. Like, like, wow. I hate to break it to a lot of Europeans and now Australians. Okay, shout out to B-Hop that thought Australia was in Europe, by the way. A lot of people have forgotten about that. All right, but anyway, a lot of people have forgotten about that. But shout out to B-Hop. I still got to see that interview with Reddy Rahim. I haven't seen it yet. But I had to have a moment there. I'm sorry. All right, but anyway, I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but this whole like fighting in stadiums like gimmick, because that's what it is. It's a fucking gimmick. Okay, that's what it is. Like, it's just not a thing in the U.S. You know what? Where people quote unquote fight in stadiums in the U.S. You know where they do that? Okay, we don't put our biggest fights in stadiums here. Okay, that's a gimmick. That's an Australian and fucking European gimmick. That's what it is. I'm sorry to tell you guys. All right, I'm sorry to tell you. Funny enough, I never get the gate figures. They never break any records, like any gate records or anything like that. Ever. It's just a bunch of people, okay? And 90% of them can't even see the fucking fight. I've seen the fight, by the way, right? In small arenas. And I've been up there in the bleeders. It's fucking hard to see what the fuck's going on. Like, what the fuck are you watching if you're way at the top of a fucking stadium, bro? Right? You can't see a fucking boxing fight. It's a gimmick. That's what it is. All our big fights, from Tyson Holyfield to all the Mayweather fights, the Pacquiao fights here, and they break fucking, and when De La Hoya fought here, all that, they were fighting in arenas. De La Hoya fought in a stadium one time, and it was in fucking El Paso, Texas, here. And he fought a fucking bum. And the gate was not that good. It just looked good on TV, right? They were selling $4 tickets. And everybody complained that they couldn't see the fight. Well, of course you're not going to see the fight. You're in a fucking stadium, you idiot. Stadiums are to watch soccer matches and football matches, okay? That's what it's for, to see games with like multiple players all over the field. That's what a stadium's for. It's not to watch a boxing fight. So spare me the gimmicks. Oh, he fights in stadiums. Well, we don't do stadiums here, brah. Right? All the top gates of all the biggest fights ever in America were in arenas. Wait, what? You don't think Pacquiao and Mayweather could have fought in the stadium? They could have. They could have if they wanted to. It's just not a. We don't do that gimmick here. They do that in wrestling here. Okay, WrestleMania. Let's do it in a stadium. It's called a gimmick. All right. Spare me. Oh, they fight in a stadium. Like, who cares the fuck? Right? It's working with some people. All right. Like, it's like, oh my God, he sells out a stadium, brah. Like, it's just. Klitschko was selling out stadiums like forever, and I didn't see anybody react like this about it. It's insane. It's insane. Anyway, moving on. Here's the deal. Now, of course, Horn is going to be a big star in Australia. Every boxer that becomes a world champion becomes a big star in Australia. It seems, man. Like what? Like all of them. Like Green was a fucking star. Okay, well, what was his first name? Green. Damn, I forgot his name. His first name. Mundine. It's like did NBT say all his fights have been a pay-per-view over there? Like everybody's a star over there. Like what do they have over there? They have like Australian football and what else you guys got over there, NBT boxing? I don't know. I mean, our fighters here in the States are competing against NFL football, against some of the most popular superstars in the world in basketball, and we got hockey, we got the National Football League, we got the NHL, we got the MLB, we got a lot of sports here. We got a lot of shit here, right? From the Broadways to the Hollywoods, there's a lot of shit that our boxers have to compete against here. That's just the reality. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Doesn't take away the fact that Horn is the champion, okay? And yes, he does draw money. Australian dollars, but there's still a lot of money. But he's not far and away the A side. He's not. Okay? He's not. Crawford is, you know what Crawford is? Crawford is the 140-pound king. That's what he is. He's a king, and he's an undisputed king. And he's coming up, getting ready to take over another division. Oh, but he hasn't done nothing. Crawford's done nothing. What do you mean he's done nothing? Clean slate, clean slate. I saw somebody talking about a clean slate. Like, clean slate? Like, what? Why is it a clean slate? Because it's a new division. This is 147. It's a new division. Like, what? It's a new division because it's 147. Like, what? So nothing Crawford's done. Nothing counts because it's a clean slate. Like, it's never worked like that. Sit down. It's never worked like that. Ever. Sit down. Okay? You know who else sold stadiums? Sturm. Okay? Well, did people say clean slate when he fought De La Hoya? No. Now, granted, I'm not comparing Crawford to De La Hoya. Okay, I'm not doing that. As far as, star power, I'm not doing that. But I'm just making a point. There's no such thing as clean slate. That's it. You're nothing in this division. Like, what? I mean, he hasn't done anything in that division yet. All right? But it's only like 7 pounds north. You guys are making it like, are you kidding me? 140 is historically speaking, is welterweight, right? It's above 135. 140 is a very young division. But that aside, okay, clean slate. Like everything he's done doesn't matter. None of it matters. Plus, he ducked Lipinitsa. Really? So here's the only thing I have to say. Right? I understand that Horn wants to get paid. He wants his moolah. Okay? I understand he has that little gimmick going on where I fight in stadiums. Okay. I understand that, Crawford wants to get paid. Okay? They both want to get paid. Sit down, negotiate. Crawford is the number one. People are forgetting the following. This is what nobody's saying, okay? Crawford's number one contender by the WBO. You could cry about it. You could say, oh, no, that's not fair. Clean slate. He doesn't done nothing, right? You could cry all you want, but at the end of the day, he has a number one contender. Let me tell you what that means. That means that there's going to be this thing called a purse bid. All right? Okay? Capiche? And whoever puts up the most money is going to be the host of the event. And that's it. When Povetkin wanted to fight in Russia, when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, Klitschko was a champion. Klitschko was a dominant champion for years. He didn't want to go to Russia. You don't want to go to Russia against this contender, this pretending champion that has the regular WBA title. You don't want to do that, but guess what? Povetkin's promoter put up the money, and that's it. Okay, that's the way it works, guys. All right? If you want it at your house, you got to pay for it. They're going to do a purse bid, period. Now, if they do the purse bid and Horn wins the purse bid and Crawford still doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to go to Australia, then DStyle will say something about that. But until that happens, right now, it's just speculation. You want that to happen. Like deep down, you want Crawford to be a coward, and you don't want you want him to be scared of Horn. Right. They're going to do a purse bid, okay? Now, once a purse bid happens, okay, the money that's put up, keep in mind, that doesn't mean that they keep all the money. That they still have to negotiate the split, okay? If there's only $5 million to be made, like Horn can make all the money, people, okay? Period. Like Crawford has to get paid too. Remember, it's prize fighting. Remember, like it's prize fighting, it's not pride fighting. All right. So both prize fighters need to get paid. So they have to first agree to who gets the lion's share and who doesn't, and then they'll do the purse bid. That's how we'll use the same example. Vladimir Klitschko, all right, he didn't want the fight in Russia. Povetkin did. His promoter did. All right. But Klitschko was like, I'm going to get the lion's share of the money. So whoever wins the purse bid, I'm going to get the lion's share. So even if Horn wins, because I want to make sure I make this clear, because I already know that if this were to happen, a lot of you are going to come back and you're going to be like, oh, well, what are you going to say, DStyle? They have to agree to the terms, okay? Crawford's got to get paid too, people, okay? So we got to look at how much is the purse bid and how much is the split. Because Horn could win his promoter could win the purse bid, but if they don't agree to terms on the split, then the fight's not going to happen. That's the way it is. Horn might even get stripped. It could happen, right? But as of right now, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but Horn already had his filler fight. Just last week, he just had it about 6 days ago or 5 days ago, whatever it was. It's time to make the Crawford fight. All right? It's time to sit down, negotiate the fight, negotiate the terms. If they can't agree to anything, and then let's do the purse bid then. And then we'll go from there. All right? That's going to be settled. Like, we don't have to be on YouTube arguing about where it should be, and they're going to do the purse bid. It's just because he's number one contender. They're gonna order that, regardless. It may not be before the Mundine fight, okay? But I don't know which one will happen first. But if he goes and does the Mundine fight before he fights Crawford, that is a duck, and there's no other way around it. Duck, duck, quack. All right? There's no way around it. Let's read some of these comments. Holy shit, there's a lot of comments. Holy shit. Your name is Triangles MBT. Gotcha. By the way, I don't support Jeff Horn on this. He deserves 15 million as MBT. Very funny. MBT boxing shit is expensive as fuck here. Sydney is a second expensive place to live right now behind Switzerland. Wow. We'll just stay away from Sydney. The van life is miserable since MBT boxing. It is. Gorgaruga, I think Horn wants 5 million American dollars. That's 6.5 million Australian dollars. Wait a minute. So that's more money. So is the Australian dollar worth less or more than the American dollar? I don't know. Shit was $5 million too. Shit, I want 5 million. I want 5 million too. Like who would have taken an ass beat? Like I'll take an ass whooping by Terence Crawford for 5 million. Who wouldn't? Of course. Horny refused Mundine for 2 million. He looking for mega paydays now. What? What? Mundine offered him 2 million, and he said no. Wow. Who has Jeff Horn beating Crawford? I'm just curious. Says AJ10. I don't know. Maybe Gorgruga. I have no idea. MBT Boxing. He refused to pay Mundine 2 million. He said he'd rather fight him than 1 mil for Bud. MBT Boxing. I'd rather take the 10-1 odds. Thanks. Gorgruga. I can't understand his logic because as soon as he loses that title, he won't be able to command any sort of substantial salary. He's trying to milk that WBO belt for everything before he loses it. MBT Boxing, he can still make that 2 mil even if he loses the butt against Mundine. Mundine is washed up and won't hurt the fight. It's like the Groves loss to Eubank. I'm sure Groves and versus DeGale 2 would still sell. Not to mention that like, I mean, remember when Carl Froch lost to Andre Ward? He still did a fucking fight in a. Since you guys love stadium fights, right? He still fought DeGale in a fucking not DeGale. I'm sorry, Groves in the stadium twice. Like, was the first one in the stadium? I don't remember. I know the second one was. MT Boxing Khan Brook after they lost to Canelo and GGG, etc. Yeah, that Khan Brook is still a big fight. Gorguruga, that's true. I wouldn't diminish the Monday match up much if he loses to Crawford unless he got spectacularly KO'd. But even then, they could still sell this crazy comeback or something. Yeah, they could do a lot of things. Horn does not strike me as a dude that has to be undefeated in order to like sell. Like he's not that guy. MT Boxing Mondays come off back-to-back losses. Also, can get knocked out in the first round. Horn would still be favorite. AJ10. People actually think Crawford is scared to travel. Yeah, there's some saying that. Yes, Gorgruga. Monday's last fight was at 175. Horn's last fight at 147. And Monday has to cut down to 147 for a title fight. He'll get stopped in one round. He never fought that at that weight. He'll be easy work for Horn. I'm sure they would work something out. They'll probably fight at 155 or something like that. They'll fight at Canelo weight. NBT Boxing, 52,000 people, 2,000 front seats, more pay-per-view against Coronan than Postal. NBT Boxing, Monday's last fight was at cruiserweight. He has a scheduled fight next month at middleweight. Holton W, easy shutout for Crawford. Really not interested to see him fight this guy. Well, it's a way to get a belt, man. Why not? MT Boxing, it won't happen at 147. Monday's never made 147, and he's trained at 154. Don't expect him to make it at 42, but he's not ranked. AJ10, the best fights are in arenas in the U.S. Yes, they are. Red Fox wasn't the most Horn mate. Was 1 million. Let's see. MBT Boxing, yes, against Cororan in his backyard. They expect to pay the same against Bud in Vegas. All right, AJ10. Didn't Bob Barron want to build a stadium in the hot Las Vegas desert for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight? That was just another way to avoid making the fight. That's all that was. MT Boxing, yep. Wilder would prefer to fight in front of 11,000 people in an arena than 90,000 stadium. Yeah, buddy. To be honest with you, man, I've gone to, I was at a stadium when Chavez Jr. fought here against, who did he fight? Fuck, the Irish dude. What's his name? Andy Lee. He fought Andy Lee here. It was at a stadium, bro. It's terrible, bro. The atmosphere is terrible. All the sound goes up in the air. Okay. You don't hear the punches as loud. You just don't as you do in an arena. I I was in the 6th row. It was just terrible. I mean, I don't know. It's just different. I've been to a boxing fight at the El Paso Convention Center here. Okay, not convention center. I'm sorry. What the hell? They don't even have boxing there. I had at the El Paso County Coliseum. It seats about 8,000 people. I saw some fight, bro. You could hear everything, man. You could hear featherweights landing shots. Okay, like boom. Like it's beautiful. It's just beautiful, right? Um, you could hear the whoa, like when there's like when a fighter gets rocked or something, you hear the oh, like it's enclosed. It's made. Arenas are made for events like that. That's what they're for. Like stadiums are not built for that. They're not designed for that. You know. So it's just my personal preference, but I prefer a fight in an arena. That's why I prefer a fight. Like that's why I prefer it, and I prefer what I prefer. Okay, just saying. Let's have a vote. By the way, I'll get to it in a moment, but let's have a vote on what's better, right? Is of what you rather see? Like, think of like your favorite fantasy matchup possible, right? Where would you rather see it? In an arena or a stadium? Not where you rather see it on TV, like there in person. Like, I'd rather see my fantasy matchup. All right, it's my fantasy matchup. You guys will never guess it. It's Eric Morales versus Nassim Hamed. Right, that's a fight I always wanted to see. That fight in an arena, man. Like it's Madison Square Garden or the MGM Grand Arena, the Boston Garden, something like that. Any day over any stadium. Any day. Any day. Anyway, let's move on. Hey, that was an issue to the fight, says NBT Boxing. Yeah, you got me there. That's referring to Bob Arum wanted to build a stadium. $3 million for a horn, says Red Fox. Look, at the end of the day, they gotta determine how much the fight is gonna make. Like Arum is not gonna agree to, okay, we'll pay you $5 million. Let's say the fight makes $5 million. So they still have to pay Crawford. They have to pay the undercard fighters. They got to pay for the promotion of the event. But they're not going to take a net loss just because Horn feels that he deserves the $5 million. Okay, they have to determine how much the fight is going to make, and then go from there. That's just the way it is. Just saying, I want $5 million. It's just kind of like really, bro. Okay, really. That's like half of fucking HBO's budget, bro. It's just not gonna happen. $5 million Australian dollars has to be around 3.8 US dollars. What? I'm getting all types of weird. Like, some people are saying that 5 million Australian dollars is 3.8 US dollars. Somebody else said that 5 million American dollars is 3.8 Australian dollars. We need to clear this shit up. All right. Now we need to find out. Somebody please go somewhere and figure that out. All right. I'll do it tonight. That's why people need to wait. Didn't Parker ask for 40%? Hearn said no, and the fight is getting announced soon. Yeah, you gotta just let the negotiation process take place, so people have to be a little patient. Red Fox, difference is Horn hasn't said 5 million or nothing. Well, we'll see. I'm not sure if, maybe he didn't say or nothing, but NBT Boxing, exactly. Gorgaruga, difference AJ sold out Wembley Stadium, 5th largest stadium in the world, largest in the UK. Well, that's cool and all, but it's a gimmick. Like, it's, in my opinion, it's a gimmick, guys. Stadium fights in modern history, like I'm talking like 80s and up, honestly, it was always like rare and I don't know. It just seemed to me like, wouldn't they like do stadium fights like when a fighter was fighting somebody like a showcase fight. Like he wasn't fighting somebody like when the lawyer fought in El Paso. Like he fought a nobody. I don't even remember the guy's name. Like like it's just to help sell the fight. It's a gimmick, in my opinion. MBT boxing, if he sticks to that, it's a duck. You're already boxing talk, but just because he's from the USA, all right. NBT boxing, yeah, but AJ made 20 mil, 3.8 is not bad for a stadium that's more than half the size. Yeah, but AJ is also a heavyweight and has a lot of money backing. AJ, sorry, Horn, you're not AJ. AJ 10. Anyone in the chat ever watched a fight in stadiums? Was it an enjoyable experience? Well, I don't know if that includes me, but to me it wasn't. Lipinitsa says MBT boxing. Man, I'm behind, man. 80-10 with seats very clear, only 3 categories back. Well, you were close. Less than 1,000 in front of me. NBT boxing, is that what he said? All Blacks in New Zealand is a New Zealand team. Is it? Wow. Gorgaruga. Rugrado May Stadium in North Korea has a capacity of 115,000. Wembley has 90,000. Yeah, but let's see. Red Fox. Red Fox doesn't know anything about rugby. Neither do I, actually. Chavez Senior fought at 100,000 plus in a stadium too, didn't he? I don't know about 100,000, but he fought in the Alamo Dome a couple times, but that's definitely not 100,000. He might have fought in Azteca, Estadio Azteca, actually, in one of his many retirement fights. Yeah, somebody said that in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip some comments here, guys, because I'm way behind. Morales fucked up his chance by fighting Nas. I'd rather hear screaming fans. The bigger, the better. MBT Boxing Stadium is the best atmosphere he's ever experienced. All right. What do you mean Morales fucked up his chance by fighting Nassim? He never fought Nassim, I meant. Or maybe I didn't understand what he meant, but stadium dominating 2018. Gorgruga, did you check out Riddick Bow's donation appeal yet? If not, why not do it now live? I'd like to see your reaction. Only 1 minute video to GoFundMe.com. I don't want to. I don't want to laugh or anything at Riddick Bowe, to be honest with you. AJ10 Arena all day. I agree with D-Style. Grape Dragon 66. Ray Robinson versus Charlie Burnley is my fantasy matchup. TB Jeff Horn says James Chavez. NBT Boxing Anthony Joshua says Arena, but fights in stadiums. Shaking my head. Jamie Chavez facts. LOL. Back to NBT Boxing. Anthony Joshua prefers to fight in arenas, or what do you mean? Jeff Horn deserves 10 million. Jamie Chavez 15. I think he's lowballing himself. AJ is 20 million. Horn is 3.8. AJ is only 5.26 times bigger than Horn. Rugby is a real man's football game, not that lame helmet stuff others play. Hey, MBT, don't you guys have like your own little football thing going over there? Like Australian football? Well, don't you have that? Red Fox loves playing it as a kid. Shabizi001 Rugby proves the NFL are overpaid pussies. Can't deny facts, he says. And MBT is laughing about it. So is Fox. Riddick Bowe is about to get evicted from his house, says Grape Dragon 66. That's sad. That's honestly sad to hear, man. It's kind of depressing. 1810, I have no idea how much these guys are worth. Saw that. I would get paid $70,000 for that belt he threw away. It sucks when boxers get like that. It's called AFL. It's lame as fuck, says MBT Boxing. MBT Boxing hates the AFL. Australian Football League, really? I never really seen the Australian Football League. But let's dive into this footballs for pussies. First of all, right? I know, ha ha ha, they wear helmets. Like, you know, they don't. I've seen some rugby, and it looks rough. It does, okay, but they're not colliding against each other the way they do in football. I'm sorry to tell you guys, they're not, okay. They're not blindsiding each other like full force like that. They're not, okay. Also, if you understand, if these linemen in the NFL, okay, are some big motherfuckers and they're fucking fast too, especially for their size, and they're colliding on each other play after play, all right? And these collisions have actually proven to cause a brain damage, right? So there's definitely some serious. I mean, there's actually an argument, and it's very valid actually, that if you got rid of the helmet and the pads and all that, the game would be a lot safer because guys will not go at each other as hard, right? Because when it's bone on bone, then you're just not gonna go at somebody full force the way they do in the NFL, constantly, game after game after game. So spare me the it's for pussies, like, you know, like in rugby, they're just like hugging each other in a circle and like fucking fighting for position or whatever. Like, ooh, like okay. You know, it's all right. No, but this style, you don't understand. But rugby, they don't have helmet and because you don't need helmet and pads. You don't need helmet and pads the way they fucking play patty cake in fucking rugby, right? I said it. It's like comparing boxing and bare knuckle. Exactly, Jamie Chavez. Okay, it's a good comparison. Look at the bare knuckle boxers nowadays. They suck. They're like rugby, and like pro boxing is like, you know, like football. That's right. Have you guys ever seen like when Joe Montana got sandwiched and his shit by dudes that outweigh him by like over 100 pounds? Like he got fucking sandwiched and he got a fucking concussion. He was out for a fucking season. Dudes in rugby don't hit it. They don't do that. Okay, they just don't. That doesn't happen in rugby, right? They don't even have receivers in rugby, like because they don't know how to catch, right? Like what? I can't get into rugby, man. I don't know what it is. It has to be a cultural thing. It has to be that because it's, I don't know. I'm sure it's fun to play and all that, but I don't know. So let me see the shit being talked here. Like I said, the NFL's for pussies, won't lay down. Guys in rugby have to play offense and defense. So? So what? What does that mean? Because the quarterback in the NFL doesn't play cornerback. You know, like what does that even mean? That doesn't mean anything. Who cares? Who cares they have to play both positions? It's a different sport. Because Charmin was starting to stream till you brought up rugby not as dangerous. It's not. Maybe certain things, like maybe you get more scratches and more like lacerations, and blood and stuff like that. Maybe more head collisions or something. Maybe that. But as far as, serious injuries and trauma and stuff like that, it's football is way more dangerous. Football is at the brink of possibly being banned in the next 15 years in this country because of how dangerous it is. I mean, facts are facts, bro. That's like saying, oh, NASCAR, they're in a car full of a lot of padding. Doesn't mean anything, and they fucking crash. All right? NFL player hurts his hand 8 months off. Well, it depends on the position. If he's a quarterback and he uses that hand to throw, then yeah. You bench his ass, you get somebody who can throw the ball. It just depends. Plus, I'm not sure you guys are ready for what I'm about to say. But I actually like soccer. And I love Australia because they call it soccer too. See, Australians don't like soccer because they could never make the World Cup. That's what they don't tell you, right? That's the only reason they don't like soccer. Right? But I mean, I'd hate it too. I could never make the fucking World Cup. Nah, I'm actually gonna go mad at all. Actually, I love boxing, basketball, and 10-pin bowling. What the hell is 10-pin bowling? I know what bowling is, but I'm interested to know what 10-pin bowling is. What about darts? Anybody here likes darts? They did. The past tense. They did make the World Cup. No, they didn't. No, they did. They didn't make the World Cup. They lost their elimination match against Honduras. Didn't they? Thought they did. 10-pin bowling. 10-pin bowling. Okay. And New Zealand didn't make it, so that's why they're on there like nobody likes soccer. It's all about rugby. Like because you can't make the World Cup, bro. Like 10-pin bowling is a bowling with 10 pins. I think that's kind of self-explanatory when I read that. Yeah. So 10-pin bowling has 10 pins. All right. There's other form of bowling. You never heard of lawn bowls in the States? No, I haven't actually. You see, Sabazi is proving my point. Since the Kiwis couldn't make the World Cup, they were excited when they made the World Cup that one year. Who the fuck is that guy? The hell? Boom, gone. All right, you sounded lost. You start try to breaking it down scientifically. All right, gotcha. The fuck is Cyrus? It should be easy. All right. I'm the world champ at bowling in Wii Sports. Red Fox, I can see that one could argue that extra padding makes the particularly stay on longer and continue to make more trauma. Yes. Kind of like headgear and the headgear that they use in amateur boxing. You know, it doesn't make it safer. Yeah, I had some male porn star apparently. Interesting. You had a tranny in the stream. Well, where do these people come from? Do they at least give you like a fucking thumbs up or something? Like, I don't want you to bring it up, bro. I want you to thumbs up the video. How to? There we go. All right. Joseph Parker, New Zealand, MBT boxing at tranny on my stream, and then male calling me sexy. Shit, hella awkward. Wow. Well, there you go, MBT. It's 11 men, sir. It says make it 104. Morales versus Marquez is the real dream fight. You know what? I didn't think about that. That's actually that would have been a great fight, which Morales would have won, by the way. Prince Quite Charming says, which sport would you rather dominate, golf or tennis? Tennis all day. I actually like tennis. Believe it or not, I have not followed tennis like for almost like 6-7 years, but I used to follow it actually. I enjoy watching tennis actually. Believe it or not, I do. It's very, very interesting. I was a big Pete Sampras fan. MBT boxing, I took the compliment off the training and called it and it a she, and it got more awkward. I like how MBT boxing is like, I'm not going to call it a she or a he. It's an it. MBT channel tracks weirdos. Well, apparently they're following them here. Oh, boy. I noticed there's one woman going around offer relationship on every channel chat. Wow. Maybe she should hit up the dude in Taiwan or something. Okay, AJ10, I think Morales beats Marquez. I agree with you. AJ10 is the best commenter in the history of commenting. MBT Boxing, Red Fox Kiwi Box showed his band list. You should see the names of some of them. Wow. Great. I haven't done that actually. Grape 666, Morales could have fought Nass if he beat Barrera. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. Okay. Elaborate though. Because he did beat Barrera in the first fight. Elaborate a little bit. And he did beat him in the rematch, by the way. All right. Morales won that second fight. You won't see rugby's wearing crop tops like the NFL. Well, a lot of NFL players are kind of embarrassing the way they dress off the field. So rugby players may have the upper hand there. If they just dress like normal people, like they have the upper hand. The LGBTQ community goes crazy with the pronouns. You know what? The LBTQ, and they're gonna add more fucking letters. You know, can go crazy all they fucking want, man. If you were born with a penis, I don't want you in the same restroom as my sister. I'm sorry. Right? The National Fag League, says Shibazi. Oh boy. Apparently there's 66 genders. Wow. So there's a penis, vagina. What else is there out there that I don't know about? Shibazi has no chill. Red Fox said it. Red Fox asking me if I'm into Star Wars. I'm not into it. I don't know what that means. Like I'm not a fan. Like I don't have like collectibles and Luke Skywalker, freaking memorabilia or anything like that. Like I don't dress up, you know, and go to the movie premiere, 4 days in advance and wait out on the sidewalk. And I'm not like that, but I like the movies. I'm gonna go watch the movie. Actually, probably gonna go with my sister tomorrow. Maybe I like going in the afternoon to the movies. So hopefully tomorrow I get to see it. Shabazz says, hold this Al America. Do this, bro. Go look up the richest franchises in the world, like sports franchises. Okay? Stop at top 50 and tell me how many rugby franchises are up there. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, let's not get started about the NBA. He says, let's not. All right. Star Wars fanboys are pound for pound top 5 fanboys in terms of cinema. Man, they get out of hand, those fanboys. Gorgruga. Interesting thing about tennis is that it's one sport and your opponent could be twice your size. Can't watch it for too long, though. All right. Well, gotta understand the rules and stuff. I don't know. I don't mind tennis. Download a good copy. It's a waste of cash. Wow. That bad, huh? Prince Charming, Star Wars is overrated. Star Trek is better. I never got into Star Trek. I can't rate Star Trek because I never watched their movies. But I'm not a big sci-fi guy. MT Boxing. Someone told me I gotta watch Star Wars series backwards. I'm already mentally not there. I don't need that much more confusion in my life. Kind of like Tin Pins bowling. I was kind of confused with that. So I feel you. Cristiano Ronaldo is a fag, says Jamie Chavez. Have you seen some of Cristiano Ronaldo's girlfriends, bro? Now, I'm not sure you could call that dude a fag. Red Fox. I used to not care about Star Trek until I saw Wrath of Khan. What do you think of the new ones? He's talking to Prince White Charming. Shabazi, the world is run by political weirdos. You thought prison was gay? Ha! No. All right. So anyway, guys, it is getting late. It really is. Let's see if we can get back to some boxing talk here really quick. Check it out. Eric Morales versus Nassim Hamed in their prime. Who wins that fight? Damn, a lot of people don't like LeBron James. That's crazy. Agent 10 has Morales. Grape Drank Morales will beat Nazis. I knew you guys were really, I knew my subscribers are smart, I'm glad I don't have to ban anybody today. Morales is MBT Boxing. Morales fucks him up better than Barrera. Jamie Chavez knows what's up. That's see, gotta add that fuck Barrera in it too. You know what I mean? It's gonna, let's see. Morales says Red Fox. How many of you guys seen the Eric Morales Kevin Kelly fight? Rugby's like, what's rugby like? Rugby's like a tree falling in the middle of the forest. Nobody's around to hear it. Does it make a sound? Gorkuruga says Prime Naz beats Morales, who was far from prime against Barrera. Really? Like he was so young, bro. When like you guys were like he wasn't like 40 years old when he fought Barrera. Huh? Like what? How old was Nas? So, how old was I can't say Nas. I keep thinking of the rapper, but Nassim Ahmed. How old was that guy? How old was he when he fought Morales? He was out of his prime. What? Let me see. I'm too fucking lazy to look it up. But he was in his prime when he lost. Come on. Prime wasn't even. Why wasn't he prime? Because he was actually getting touched up. I was giving that fight on short notice against Morales. All right, well, I like Kevin Kelly actually. He was still in his 20s, bro. Like he's not in his prime because he's actually fighting good fighters now, getting touched up a little bit. Let me bring this back up here. All right, guys, this is what I'm gonna do. Right, I'm gonna take my ass to bed because it's fucking getting late. Right, that's what I'm gonna do. If you want to see Prime Nassim Hamed, watch the Robinson fight back in '95, 7 years before he fought Barrera. So, like, just watch the fights where Nassim Hamed was dominating, and that's the real Nassim Hamed. But when he fought like a dude at the elite level, like a fucking Barrera, like that's not the real Nassim Hamed. All right, Mike to 104. Hello, this was a child in the attitude era of wrestling. What are your favorite moments, matches, promos of that era? Easily, 1997 was the best year of wrestling, man, by far. And I would say when the double turn, when Bret Hart turned heel, Austin went face. Bret Hart cut some good promos that year. That was probably my favorite time. Lipinitsa. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. Somebody said Brock Lesnar's boxing is garbage. I agree, it is. Peace, guys. This is DStyleBoxing. Keep it boxing unless you talk other shit once in a while. I'm out. Peace.